Hey guys, this is Veljko and today I'm gonna review my own car, which is Toyota Corolla T-Sport. And I own this car for 2 years and I'm gonna tell you my personal thoughts and what's good and what's bad and so on. This car is basically stock. I didn't do any serious modifications. I mean, I just put a couple of stickers and aluminum pedals. But for the engine, I didn't do anything. It's completely stock. And in short, to describe this car while normal driving, like it's in every way it's kind of balanced. Not too heavy, not too light, and not too stiff, but not too soft. It's kind of like the best of both worlds. So when you're driving normally, it kind of drives like any other Toyota Corolla, except for one thing. When you put your foot down. In this case, it's different from any other Corolla. Now let's talk about exhaust. Now, it looks very nice, but if you look closely, it's actually the regular exhaust, but this is just cosmetics, just for looks. So, yeah, and the thing that I don't like is those gaps here. And another small problem are these lights. Now, they do fog a bit quickly than any other car, but it's okay, you can polish it for a cheap price. Now let's see what's under this ordinary Corolla. Now let's take a look under the bonnet of this special Corolla. When you're getting in, the doors feel solid, and gauges, I like the gauges very much. It's simple but yet still interesting. So inside it's pretty spacious. I have plenty of headroom, and this wheel is also adjustable for height, and this shifter is pretty good and feels positive when you shift gears. And also these bolsters are pretty nice. They're like on comfortable side, but still hold you to the seats pretty well. And at the center, it's pretty simple. You have your radio and climate control here, and of course some other small storage space. You do have a radio settings on the steering wheel, and the visibility is actually very good too, except for the back window, because it's kind of small, so it's tough to park. The storage is pretty good as well. You have a decent glove box. You have 2 cup holders and another storage here, and a deeper one here. As for back seats, it's pretty hard to get in, but once you're in, there's plenty of space. My head is not touching the roof of the car, and I'm 6 foot tall, and it's pretty comfortable in here. I mean, I can sit here for plenty of hours on the journey, and this window is decently large, and my knees are not touching the front seats, which is very good. Let's go for a drive. So let's do an acceleration from first gear to see how powerful it is. So yeah, it pushes you back in the seat, and it's really like a theater. Like you're like, the revs are building and building, and you're like ready to rocket down the streets, and it's pretty good, and you don't get bored of that so quickly. I own this car for 2 years, and I still find it very addicting. And this car is seriously fast. I mean, I tested like not the 60 times, and it took me just 6.5 seconds, so it's not a slow car by any means. About the exhaust, it's not really loud. The original exhaust, it's more like I can more hear the induction sound from this engine, and it's more of an engine sound, which is pretty good. And as for the looks, it doesn't really look so exciting, and like it doesn't show how much it's fast from the outside. So that kind of makes it more of a sleeper car, I think. So the suspension is not really stiff. It does have a bit of body roll, but the steering wheel is actually very precise, which is good. So taking it on a truck, you won't feel so much precision with this car, but it's still good. It's still, because of that, it still has that comfort, and the ride is not harsh at all. You can pretty much use of course as a daily driver and to go on a journey with it. It's a mix of both worlds. And about brakes, they're very good, and the brake feel is actually excellent. And of course the throttle response is very good in naturally aspirated cars. So it's, as a driver's car, it's very good. And this shifter is a 6-speed manual gearbox, and it's pretty good. And because of that 6th gear on the highway, it gets very, very good mileage. But of course, if you're driving like a maniac, of course the mileage isn't gonna be nearly as good. So overall, a very good car, and my 2-year experience with this car is very, very good. And I highly recommend for people who are looking for a fast car, but at the same time to have a comfort and to be cheap to run. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.